Guys, so I'll start the video kind of just getting right into it. Obviously, we're all busy. We don't want to waste time messing around. So, the video, obviously titled, speaks for itself. Just going to share kind of my introduction to business and kind of how my ADHD led me to where I am. So basically, the first thing off the get go, I never did really well at a traditional job. So if that sounds like you're already in the right place. So my first job was I worked at a movie theater, and it was even just short shifts, 4 to 6 hour shifts, and man, they were hell. I couldn't do it. After about an hour, even maybe sometimes less, I was just didn't want to be there. I didn't like that. I wanted to get up and move around constantly, and I was stuck behind a counter selling popcorn, and it was all sweaty and greasy, and it wasn't great. And I knew from a very young age in my career that I definitely wouldn't be a good fit for a job like that. Or so I at least I had the kind of had the inkling in my mind, not necessarily knew right away, but I kind of had a feeling. So yeah, I ended up not lasting at that job, I think, for a year, and then I had a few other jobs, and basically same deal. After 6 months to a year, I would just quit, or they would cut my hours because I'd be calling in too much, and eventually I ended up at a job I really liked. So I worked at a bank up in Canada, and I was basically working there after school, so in university. So I would get home from my classes, or just go straight from school to classes, and then work 3 hours a night at the bank. And that was a great job for me because I really thrived in that environment. I wasn't behind the till. I was actually in the front. I was kind of like the greeter. I had my little computer and a little desk there, but my main job was to welcome people into the branch and then direct them where they needed to go. So I kind of realized I was okay, I'm good in a salesy interpersonal type of job. It's very very high stimulation. And then I realized I just wasn't making enough money there, and I was like, well, I need to figure out something I need to do to kind of make some extra money on the side. I think I was making it was 15 hours a week, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6, and then they were paying me $15 an hour or something. So by the end of the month, with bills and stuff with my roommate, I think I had $50 Canadian left over, which was just enough to maybe go have a few beers. And I'm in college. I wanted to have more fun than just that. So what ended up happening was I kind of had this idea. I was reading this book. I should have brought it for the video. It's called The Millionaire Fastlane. Absolutely, without a doubt, my most highly recommended business book. I've bought it and given it to many people, and as a gift, and changed my life. So the idea was just to find something that you can do on your own, and you're that you don't have a boss. You can just basically pick it up and put it down whenever you want. And so I had the idea that there's got to be some old people out there who don't know how to use social media, who could benefit from somebody. Obviously I'm 20ish at the time, 23 at the time or something like that, and I was pretty young, and I was thinking I'm sure there's I could use my skills of having had a Facebook or MySpace way back in the day for many years to help somebody out. So it started there, and I was posting on this forum called Kijiji. It's kind of like the Canadian version of Craigslist, and I got my first client on there. It was this, I don't know if I should share the business name, but it was this small business selling a golf accessory. Didn't know anything about golf, and he was paying me $400 a month Canadian, which was it's at that time was a lot of money for me, a lot of extra money, to basically just meet with him, get some ideas, create some easy graphics on Canva, and then post them on his Twitter and Facebook. So that was my first big client, or my first, not big client, but first client. And I realized I'm wow, I'm actually making a good amount of money compared to my bank job. It was still less than what I was making at the bank, but it was comparable. And I was what if I just got one more of these? Then I could just work 3 hours a week and make the same amount of money I'm making working 15 hours a week. So that's how it started. And I really liked that I had the freedom to go with my brain, because obviously having ADHD, your brain is just a bit different. Sometimes you get surges of energy, and then sometimes you're just you don't want to do anything. Sometimes you just want to sink your teeth into a video game or a movie, and then sometimes you just feel the fire to work. But that fire to work could be at 3 a.m. You never know how your ADHD is really gonna carry you throughout the day. And this is when I was unmedicated, so it was even the fluctuations were even more kind of exaggerated. So what ended up happening was I ended up posting on Kijiji. I just made a ton of ads and just put them everywhere. I made 5 accounts and just burned through all those accounts. Kept getting banned because you're not really supposed to advertise services on there. It's more just for things you're gonna sell. And ended up getting like my first big client. It was this new like music venue that was had opened in Edmonton at the time, and they paid me, I can't remember what they paid me, but it was like good money. It was like, I think it was like $1,200 every 2 weeks, which for me at the time was like astronomical money. I was like, I've made it. I'm like, this is the promised land, and it was incredible. I like bought like a new computer. I like invested a lot of money back into the business. I just had a feeling that was the right call. I was like, they give me this more money and I can get like a nice camera. I remember I bought like a Nikon camera. It's still in the closet back there, and took great photos. And we lost the client because they closed down. But yeah, it was like super like pivotal point, I guess, for me. And I realized I can actually do this. Like, this is something I can do. So it showed me that I can basically like land clients just from talking to people. There is an opportunity for people to find their own way. Like, you don't have to get a job where you're stuck in an office setting or at a construction site or whatever you're doing all day. And nothing wrong with any of those. For people who can do that and enjoy that and feel comfortable in that environment, like, more power to them. Like, no shade, nothing. Just all the best to them. But like, so people like me, maybe people like you, struggle in that environment. So basically this is just all to say that, like, if you're kind of on the fence of like maybe trying to push for something on your own, I would say give it a shot. I mean, maybe don't do social media, do like, if that's something you're good at, find something that you're already good at. First off, something that you already have a skill in. That'd be like my first tip. Second tip, probably find something that there's a demand for. Like, just because you're good at singing doesn't mean you're gonna be a singer, right? Like, not to be rude, but like, that's the truth. And so demand something you have a talent for, and then just figure out how to market it. And the other thing I'll say, like, this is like one of the biggest like points of advice I could give to somebody, because when you're first starting out, you think, oh my gosh, there's all these people out there already doing this. Like, how could I possibly make a living doing this if I'm gonna be competing with a million people? You don't have to do it better. You don't even have to do it you don't even have to like do it differently. You just have to do it in a way that resonates best with your clients. There are people out there who are better at what I do, I'm sure, than what I do, but they don't give them the same like type of service in like a intimate level that I do. Like, one of the things we do that I think really well is that we give our clients like a very bespoke, unique, personal, intimate service. Like, when they hire us, they're not just getting like a like marketing team that just does the job, and then no, we care. Like, we talk to them, we give them calls, we shoot them texts, we give them updates, we ask how they're doing. We've been invited to weddings of clients. We've been invited to like recently a graduation with one of our clients, and it's like they get more than just a marketing team with us. And that's kind of like our unique selling point, which is something you should consider when you're starting a business. Like, how can I do this in a way that's like perfect for my clients, something that I'm naturally going to do anyway, and kind of combine, and that's something there's a demand for, and then combine all that, and you have something really unique and special that you can kind of bring out to the world and offer. And there will be people there who want what you have to offer, I promise. Like, whether or not you think so at the beginning, sometimes it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I struggle with that at times, even like with my agency, and I'm like, I want to get it to a certain point that we're not at yet, and sometimes I'm like, am I really cut out for this? And I just gotta like keep telling myself, like, you know what? The only difference between like actually achieving what you want to achieve and like giving up is basically a unknown distance. Like, it could happen tomorrow. I could land that dream client tomorrow that changes my life. And you just got to kind of keep that idea in your head. Like, you just got to keep trying, never give up. And I know it's very like generic advice, but like, when you start off kind of just with your business and things are harder obviously when you're starting out, because you don't have money, you don't really have any reference experiences. You're kind of thinking like, am I doing this right? And like, we've all been there, trust me. Like, I'm going through it right now with some of my hobbies. I kind of recently got into hunting about 3 years ago, and I still haven't gotten the thing I want to get, which is an elk. And I'm not really having anyone out there really teaching me. I'm kind of learning on my own from like YouTube, and like I've enrolled in some like online courses and just like reading tons of books. Like, I have a book right here, and it's been really good. But yeah, anyways, it's just like, you gotta always stay. It's been 3 years. I haven't gotten one yet, right? And I haven't even seen one in the wild. So like, that tells you like that you need to have, and I'm still doing it. And that kind of tells you that you need to basically continue trying even when things aren't giving you like immediate results. Like delaying your gratification is such an important task for a business owner with ADHD in particular, right? Because we're so dopamine addicted, for lack of a better word, our brain is at least, like, and it's hard to stay motivated when you're not getting those like dopamine hits in your brain, like keeping you on track. So to summarize, I know this was kind of long-winded and again, like kind of off script, off topic, whatever. Like I said, I don't know how to do these videos. I'm just kind of going with it and just, pressing record on the camera and letting it all come out. But to summarize, I would say find something that fits those categories I mentioned earlier, which are has a need, something you're good at, and something you're interested in, and you're already like something that you can offer. So that's like step number one. Number two, just kind of can find something. I guess I didn't mention this earlier, but find something that fits within like your lifestyle already. Like if you are a person who likes to stay up all night. I know a lot of people with ADHD, we like to stay up late. We're late. We sleep in late and we wake up late. That makes sense. Yeah, we sleep in and we go to bed late. Maybe you don't find something that you need to be up early to do at the beginning. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get you there. But yeah, so start there, and then there was one more, and I'm already this is like classic ADHD brain. Like I forget what I'm saying as I say it. Wow, that's embarrassing, but I'm sure you can relate if you're watching this. So the other thing was, find something that's your lifestyle, find something you can offer that actually has demand, and then honestly, like just keep at it. That was it. Keep at it. Like if it doesn't happen right away, just keep at it. Like you never know. Like there were a few times before we moved down to the US where our business was doing really bad. Like we were like almost at the point where we had to like get evicted. Not like evicted, but like we were like, will we make rent next month? And we had to to the dollar store and we ate like ramen, chips, like tuna in the little like cat food pack, you know what I'm talking about? And for like a whole month, and it was like disgusting. Like I hated it. It was awful. But like that month, we like grinded really hard. We like getting up early every day, which is like really unlike me. We were trying a bunch of different shit. I think we went on Fiverr. I think that was the month we started on Fiverr, which was like don't go on Fiverr, but like because it's kind of like if you're gonna be starting your work, it's kind of a hard place to start out. But we got really lucky in our first month, and then that basically gave us enough leads and enough income to kind of survive until we got better clients. And I would say that like that was like a turning point in our business for sure. Like getting on Fiverr and getting a good lead generation source instead of just relying on word of mouth, because we relied on word of mouth alone for like 5 years, which is insane to like think about doing that. Like that is like I don't know how the hell we did it, but we did it. So keep at it. Don't give up. Do something that you can do that is actually like unique and has demand, and you'll have a good starting point into business. So thanks for watching my first video. Hope it wasn't too distracting. I know it was probably all over the place, but if you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe. I think that helps a lot. As someone who's new to YouTube, I don't know really like the significance of that. So if you like any of the stuff I talked about, if you like looking at my bald head, do all that stuff. So again, thanks so much. See you on the next one.